Hello, my name is Tony. I was a marine engineer for half of my professional life, which means I sailed on ships as an engineer, mostly on tankers. And the later half I was an executive on very big oil companies of the type that is going to be involved here. I not only agree with almost everything that is said, I thought I'll add some value here by telling you all how difficult and dangerous it is to move big tankers through narrow passages. A long time ago, I was a chief engineer on a gas tanker which carries LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, coming out of Chile, coming out of Tierra del Fuego, a small island at the bottom of South America, and going through all those islands in the sea, which was discovered by Magellan, and bringing it up to the coastline of Chile. That ship had to move at full speed and through very narrow passages, very similar to this, excepting one big difference. That ship was 3,000 tons and it had a bottom like this. When you have a sharp bottom, a boat is always very steerable. It can turn on a dime. Second, it was very small, 3,000 tons. These supertankers, they are 300,000 tons, first of all. And to the economics of scale works such a way that these big ships are made box size. The bottom is like this. It is very hard to maneuver them at all unless it is running at full speed. And when you maneuver them, means it moves on its momentum. That means a supertanker running at 15 knots, you stop the engine today, right now, and you reverse the engine, because propeller can reverse, trying to apply brake. That ship will move for 15 miles before it will come to stop. I am not kidding, and not only that, these supertankers, I have been involved with them, I have been working on them, I have been supervising their construction, I have been later on working as superintendent, looking at ships and investigating accidents and so on. The best ports made for this kind of ships are where the pipeline is miles out into the ocean. That's what Saudi Arabia does. Why? Because the maneuvering of such ships is so complicated that you minimize to an absolute minimum. Here you can make out there is no way this pipeline can go out in the ship. The area is just not built for this. And so you bring these ships in, they have to move at 15 knots. Why? How much is 15 knots, by the way? It's knot means a nautical mile per hour. What's a nautical mile? It's an arc on the surface of, basically 15 knots is something like 28 kilometers an hour. That's very fast. That's probably the fastest that the boat can go. Why so fast? It's because these box-sized ships have so little maneuverability that when you bring the speed down, the ships tend to stall. It doesn't respond to steering. Now, when you are going through this channel, if there is a current, there is always a current, your rivers are falling into it and so on, and water is moving in and out. Just like a plane, when the wind is against you, you take off easily, you steer easily. Same for the ship. When the current is with you, you become harder and harder to steer. So you need to overcome. If the current is 4 knots, you need to go at 15, 20 knots to be able to get even little bit of steering. In short, it's madness to get such big ships into that kind of channel. Yeah.